All right, welcome back live to the Lawler Events Center in Reno. Both fighters, Dwight Qawi and Leon Spinks, in the ring behind us. Now with our boxing expert, Alex Wallow. Fascinating to me, Alex, that you have one fighter, Qawi, who once won a world title at 175 pounds. Another, Leon Spinks, who once won a world championship at over 200 pounds. They meet in the middle at 190.
Well, I think, Jim, the story of this fight really is how well Qawi and Spinks are able to retain those qualities that made them champions in the other weight divisions. Of course, Dwight Qawi has had several fights as a junior heavyweight. Indeed, he won the title at this weight. But he has not yet shown that competitive peak carrying the extra weight that he did as the light heavyweight champion of the world. As for the challenger, Leon Spinks, who's being introduced in the ring behind me right now, in his last fight 3 months ago, Leon weighed 213 pounds, the most he's ever weighed in his entire boxing career. We detailed at the top of the show his struggle to make the 190-pound limit. And I think really an important story here is how much Leon will have left after that struggle to make the limit.
All right, that tells us a lot. Very quickly, how do you see the fight?
Well, both fighters like to come forward. Both fighters have tremendous competitive spirit and heart. Neither has a real single punch knockout punch power, but they like to fight wars of attrition. And in a war of attrition, stamina really is the key.
All right, we'll take a look and see which fighter has the most stamina. First, the tail of the tape, a little bit misleading in the sense that Qawi is very oddly built. Some would say as wide as he is tall. The height disadvantage has not been a problem for him in many past fights. The weight you can see just about equal, though, of course, as Alex pointed out, Spinks had to come down. The reach disadvantage, again, perhaps a bit of a mirage because Dwight Qawi is a penetrating inside fighter. There is a good look at Qawi in his corner, once called Dwight Braxton. And here he comes to the middle of the ring to meet a fighter who doesn't back off, Leon Spinks. Round one of this scheduled 15-round bout for the WBA Junior Heavyweight Championship, and already they are mixing it up in a corner with Dwight Qawi taking the offensive. If you weren't with us earlier, Qawi told us in the pre-fight interview yesterday that he would bring it right to Leon.
You see Qawi working behind that jab. He doesn't put punches together as often from the outside as he did as a light heavyweight. He takes his time, he's patient. Very tough to hit. Tucks that chin in behind his left shoulder. Leon should stay away from the ropes and away from the corners like his brother Michael did in winning an easy decision over Qawi.
It's interesting to note that Qawi's style has caused many to identify him as a brawler. He says that is categorically wrong, that he is in fact a counterpuncher. Right now, Leon is taking the offensive and scoring with more punches.
The counterpunch that Qawi loves to throw is the right counterpunch. And you see Leon carrying that left very low. He is open for that right hand. As for Spinks, because of Dwight's crouching attack, the uppercut he throws so well with the right hand would be a good punch. Again, Leon in the corner.
Qawi landed a good left in that exchange, and there the right uppercut got through the defense.
Leon has been less aggressive than is his normal style here. I don't know how to read that. It either could be that he thinks he's weak at the weight and wants to pace himself, but if he was weak, I think he'd come out and try to end it very quickly, not do this. This may mean that he thinks he's strong and can go the distance.
Hard to believe, for me, Alex, perhaps not for you, that it's been 8 full years now since that night in Las Vegas when he dethroned Muhammad Ali. Qawi landing the right. Leon another one.
Right now you'd have to say Leon just is dead at this weight. He has no legs to move away. He has very little zip in his punches at this point.
Counting down toward the latter stages of round one. So far it has been Dwight Qawi's round.
Low blow by Qawi. Mills Lane told him about it.
Referee is Mills Lane, a familiar figure in Nevada boxing. Now as round one comes to a close, it has been a good opening round for Dwight Qawi. 0, round 2 just beginning. Very quickly, let's get through the rules. We've already told you that Mills Lane is the referee. There are 3 judges who score on a 10-point must system. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect. You can't be saved by the bell except in the last round, and there is no standing 8 count here. It is scheduled for 15 rounds. The ring is 20 feet by 20 feet. They are wearing 10-ounce gloves.
Both these fighters like to work on the inside. They're both very effective on the inside, but I would think the way to beat Dwight Muhammad Qawi is to move, the way Michael Spinks proved to his brother when he fought him.
So far, Leon has shown no inclination to do that. Qawi again got a right uppercut through the defense.
I'm not sure Leon has the legs to move. I think he might have to stand here and just battle it out like this, toe-to-toe. No mobility whatsoever on the part of either fighter.
See Leon's head jerking back.
Qawi is just eating him up on the inside. I think he's hurt a little bit right here, Jim.
Trying to jab, but as you pointed out, showing no movement away from the corner. Qawi so far has had all the advantage.
And Leon just can't wait on the inside as he is. He can't sit there and let Qawi pick him apart.
Another right hand got through. And another.
Another low blow by Qawi.
So far, Mills Lane is watching the head of Leon Spinks as Qawi rips shots to it.
Leon just won't throw that uppercut inside that I think could be effective with Qawi. Qawi just putting his head on Leon's chest and working away.
Leon had 5 straight wins in 1985. And this is all Qawi right now. We're only in the 2nd round.
Already Leon's mouth is bloody, and he is taking tremendous punishment.
It is all Dwight Muhammad Qawi, the champion, after 2 rounds in Ringo. Heavyweight fight. Leon Spinks trying to mount an offense against Dwight Muhammad Qawi, who has clearly won the first 2 rounds. In fact, the 2nd round, if you were paying strict attention to the 10-point must system, might have been scored by some a 10-8 round, though most judges don't do that in the absence of a knockdown. There have been no knockdowns so far, but Leon Spinks has absorbed a lot of punishment, standing against the ropes as he is doing again right now.
Leon already breathing very, very heavily. Qawi is not exactly taking this without any punishment. He's been hit, he's thrown a lot of punches, and we're seeing a lot of his mouthpiece as well.
Incidentally, Leon, who has experienced more management changes than the Kremlin in the past few years, now works out of the Kronk Gym in Detroit, so familiar to all of you who are fight fans.
He is only trained by Emmanuel Stewart and Dave Collins out of that gym. He is managed by Marv Houpt and Sam Lafata. And in terms of taking this fight, Emmanuel Stewart was dead set against Leon Spinks coming down to 190 pounds. It was his opinion that Leon could not retain any strength and power at this weight. He wanted him to stay at a 200-pound heavyweight, or at a minimum come down to 195 pounds and fight for the WBC or IBF version of this title.
So far, it looks like Emmanuel Stewart was right. We'd like to alert our local stations along the line that we'll be taking a station break at the end of this round.
Leon just took a devastating right to his left side from Qawi. He is fighting really on hard here. He is hurt.
Qawi loading up the right hand time and time again and teeing off. A left and a right, they both landed. It's remarkable that Leon can absorb this kind of punishment.
There are a number of Spinks relatives sitting right behind us. They're all shouting to Leon, box, move. They have to realize that he is just incapable physically of doing this at this time.
We're near the end of the third round of a fight which has so far been a lopsided bout in favor of the champion, Dwight Muhammad Qawi. We'll be back with more of ABC's Wide World of Sports after this word from your local stations.
He just spun around, got off the ropes, and scored a couple of times with some measuring jabs.
But it was at best a tentative move, and now he's backing up toward the ropes again.
But this is exactly what he wanted to do, what you're seeing right here. Whether he can sustain it or not, I don't know. But a little bit of movement, a little bit of a jab. You see, he can't sustain it. He has to go back and sit on the ropes. The fight plan was to do what you just saw Leon do for 20 seconds and try to do it for 15 rounds. Again, the Spinks family behind us giving Leon excellent advice. Let it go. Let his hands go.
Best flurry of the fight for Leon, who landed two lefts. And now Qawi is sticking his tongue out of it, taunting him. You can't hurt me. And Qawi came back with a brutal right. He is laughing at Leon Spinks. But so did Muhammad Ali. That, of course, was a different time and place.
And a very different Leon Spinks, yes. What a tremendous heart Leon has. We talked about the desire of both people. Leon Spinks just is extraordinary.
And Qawi, of course, like so many champions, is the classic rags to riches story. First dabbled in boxing while he was serving a 5.5-year hard time stint in the Rahway State Prison in New Jersey. Learned to box in Joe Frazier's gym in Philadelphia. Became a world champion. The only loss in his career, which remains unavenged, was that to Michael Spinks, that cost him the light heavyweight championship.
And you can believe that that is an incentive to him here today. He still wants to get Michael back in the ring.
It is still all Qawi as round 4 comes to a close. We'll be back. We are back at the beginning of round 5 in Reno, Nevada. Leon Spinks began to show sporadic signs of life in round 4. But so far, if you're scoring the bout, you almost certainly would give the first 4 rounds to the champion, Dwight Muhammad Qawi.
Emmanuel Stewart and his corner felt that if Leon could last 3 or 4 rounds and get into the fight, he had a good chance to win. He has lasted those rounds, but he really hasn't gotten into the fight as yet.
I wonder if Stewart thought that he would absorb quite as much punishment as he has in those first 4 rounds.
If you're looking for a reason besides his heart as to why Leon has been able to take this amount of punishment, don't forget he's used to taking the punches of a heavyweight. He is now taking the punches of a junior heavyweight and a man many feel is just a blown-up light heavyweight. Those punches are scoring and scoring often.
Leon still has not found a defense for the uppercut. Almost all of them are landing. Qawi dabbles occasionally with the body, but mostly he is staying upstairs.
Qawi has been down this road before. When he won the championship as Dwight Braxton against Matthew Saad Muhammad, he was in with another fighter of tremendous heart who took everything he had for many rounds. He stayed patient, he picked his shots, he took his time, and eventually won both fights with knockouts.
Qawi again, momentarily there taunting Leon as he wiggled and dropped his hands and then poured an uppercut through the Spinks defense.
And And Leon's inability to take advantage of that is testimony to Qawi's ability to take a punch and also to Leon's inability to deliver one.
Remember, if you weren't with us earlier, 3 months ago, Leon Spinks fought at the heaviest weight at which he's ever fought, 213 pounds. Today, he fights at the lightest weight at which he's ever fought as a professional. That in itself is a difficult transition.
By 4 pounds, the lightest he's ever weighed. And he's really paying a terrible price for that battle to get down to 190 pounds.
Much of this so far has been target practice for Qawi.
Leon better start responding. I don't think he's hurt, but Mills Lane's going to take a long look at a fight as one-sided as this.
We near the end of the 5th round. I believe 5 rounds for Qawi, none for Spinks. Live in Reno, Jim Lafley with Alex Wallow, round 6, WBA junior heavyweight title fight, Leon Spinks against Dwight Muhammad Qawi. Qawi, 33 years old, 25, 2-1 with 14 knockouts. Spinks, 32 years old, 17, 4-2 with 11 knockouts.
Qawi is old in years, but he's not really old in terms of boxing because he didn't start until he was 25 years old when he was released from Rahway State Prison in New Jersey. He had no amateur career whatsoever, as we pointed out. If you missed the first 5 rounds, you're looking at an instant replay. Leon Spinks on the ropes for the most part. Qawi dominating the action.
Blood continues to flow from Spinks' mouth. Qawi is so far unmarked and has at times taunted Spinks, laughed at him, stuck his tongue out at him at one point.
It's Dave Collins of the Kronk Gym in Leon's corner watching the action. They tried in between rounds to get Leon to move, to use the jab he just used right there. But they know better than anybody. It's saying and doing it are two very, very different things.
3 solid rights, make it 4 solid rights and a left by Qawi. And Leon, remarkably, steps up and throws leather himself.
And he's taunting as well.
You pointed out that he has taken the punches of many good heavyweights. He is attempting to say to Qawi, I've taken the best you can throw, and I'm still here.
One thing Leon should not do is paw with the jab as he did just then. He has to make every punch count. He only has so much stamina in him. He's got to rip with every punch. Don't just let punches go. Don't throw 10 punches to land 5 as he did early in his career. He has to really pick his shots the way Qawi is.
This is a textbook display of inside punching by Qawi against a Leon Spinks who has mounted very little defense.
And Mills Lane is looking very, very closely. Bleeding badly again from the mouth is Leon Spinks.
You see the look of concern on Lane's face as he circles from right to left trying to get a good view of the action in the corner. This is where most of the fight has taken place. 6 rounds.
This really is. That's it. That's it.
Brutal
That's it.
punishment.
That's it. It's all over.
Yes, sir.
Mills Lane has stopped the
stopping
fight.
the bout. Yes, absolutely. He'd seen quite enough, and he steps over to Leon and shakes his head and says, I'm not going to let you try to take any more of that. So Dwight Muhammad Qawi has successfully defended his championship, and in another of the many crossroads fights in his career, Leon Spinks came up short. Technical knockout, 2 minutes, 56 seconds of the 6th round. There were no knockdowns in the bout. That is a testimony to the heart and the courage of Leon Spinks.
Some idiot behind us yelled at Mills Lane. He only had 4 seconds to go in the round. Mills Lane did exactly the right thing. This is a look at the end. There was really nothing special in this. Mills Lane, I think, was really just looking for an excuse, waiting for a point where Leon didn't answer for a while to jump in.
Well, at this point, Leon hadn't answered for nearly a minute, I believe. except for that pawing right hand there. Bang, bang. And if you missed the early rounds, this is the way it was from the get-go. As one of the more devastating inside warriors in the sport, Dwight Muhammad Qawi